Good morning. It is now day 9 of work at home or stay at home for me, and I thought maybe I would talk a little bit about what I'm watching on television and what other people have told me to watch throughout this period of time, just to keep ourselves busy. The first one I will lead with is Outlander. It is on Stars, and it is amazing. It's got some of the best writing, the best costuming, the best cinematography. The acting is incredible. It's the first 2 seasons or a few seasons are on Netflix, and then you can pick it up on Stars once you catch up, once you binge watch. But the premise of Outlander is, what if you traveled back in time 200 years, from 1946 to 1746, and it takes place in Scotland, in the Highlands, and there's a lot to be covered, but it's just a glimpse into what's in store for Outlander. It's not for the faint of heart. There's a very strong language and strong adult content, but anyway, it's amazing. And there's also a love story. And I mentioned that Sam Heughan, aka Jamie Fraser, stars, and he is super hot, and he's got muscles that just, I don't know, he's just, did I say Sam Heughan? amazing series. There's a couple other ones too. I had to look this word up, dystopian. But I've got a couple on my list that are dystopian. Dystopian just means it's an imagined place where everything is unpleasant or bad and it's totalitarian. And there's a couple on my list. One is The Walking Dead. When I was 40 years old, I actually went to Atlanta to go tour the city where they film The Walking Dead. And I ended up staying in the downtown Ritz-Carlton, had a great time, went on 2 different Walking Dead tours, met Gail Ann Hurd, who was the executive director of the show, and met Herschel, who's one of the characters. They were doing appearances, met both of them, took pictures. It was really an amazing trip. But The Walking Dead is one of those series that it's on AMC, and it's incredible. It's about, what would happen if the zombies, populated the earth, where you've got humans against zombies. And anyhow, it's that one, very good writing. Another one that I really enjoy is The Handmaid's Tale, and that one's on Hulu. It's into, I believe, season 3, 2 or 3. And the premise behind that show is, what if there was a fertility crisis and there was no way to have children, and so this totalitarian society comes up with a way to have these handmaids have babies so that the women and the leadership can have children. Anyhow, that one's a pretty amazing show as well. Man in the High Castle, that's one that's on Amazon right now. It's I think 5 seasons, and it's done, so if you want to binge watch that. But the story behind Man in the High Castle is, what if the Germans would have won World War II? What would the world look like? The United States, it takes place in the United States, but as if the Germans had won. It's a pretty interesting show. Couple that I like on HBO, one of them is Game of Thrones. There's no doubt Game of Thrones was probably one of my favorite. It kind of got rushed at the end, but it's still worth watching. The costuming, the cinematography, the acting, the character development, it was amazing. Give it a try. It's about kings and dragons and a conquest to sit on the Iron Throne, and you've got people from all over the world in Game of Thrones that are all coming to try to seize the Iron Throne. The other one that I like from HBO is Westworld. Westworld, it stars Anthony Hopkins. Who doesn't like Anthony Hopkins? He's amazing. But it's a Wild West theme amusement park where it's populated by these people called hosts, and there are high-paying guests that come into this amusement park, and they can indulge their wildest fantasies without having any repercussions. The hosts are prevented from harming humans, and so these humans go into the world and they just walk around and they can kill people, and they can really do anything they want without repercussions, but eventually you gotta watch, but you know, things go sideways. Another one I like is, this one's on Netflix, it's Ozark. We're in season 3 right now, they just released it, and it's about how do I say, like a drug cartel, and this very, you know, run-of-the-mill family gets caught up in it, and they move to the Ozarks, and it's all about them navigating this world. Breaking Bad, that was another one. There was a spin-off called Better Call Saul, but Breaking Bad was very, very good. It's over now as well, but Bryan Cranston did an amazing job in that show. He put him on the map, at least for me. Great acting, just great show. One of the characters from that show is actually on Westworld this season. If you're into comedy, you may want to look at the English dark comedy called Fleabag. It's about a woman who is mourning the loss of her best friend, and it's about her escapades and dating men and things like that. But it's just a family dynamic. It's a pretty fun show. If you like documentaries, you may want to try Game Changers. It's about being having a plant-based diet, and just, you know, what the impact is on your body. It's a pretty good. In fact, I am now a vegan because I believe in having food be my medicine, as opposed to simply just treating myself otherwise with medicine. Forks Over Knives is another one. It's a similar basis. There was a documentary on Whitney Houston as well on Netflix. It was pretty good about her life and her rise to stardom. And then, of course, who hasn't talked about Tiger King? I would put that in a documentary because it is about a documentary or about life, but everyone is raging about Tiger King. A couple things that I do have on my watch list are The Marvelous Miss Maisel, Shameless, and I've started watching Dexter, but I just haven't finished, so that's one of the things that I plan on watching. So I want to know what you're watching. So if you would, go ahead, post some comments on the video. Let me know what's good, what you like. I'd love to hear. I'm always open to suggestions. We got a lot of time on our hands, and I've got time to catch up. Again, thank you for the comments that you've left. It really keeps me going. I am just trying to stay upbeat and just make the best of where we're at. And I will see you tomorrow. I got some ideas for us, so I will check in later.